Tomorrow morning, closing arguments will begin in Daniel Penny's manslaughter trial here in New York City. The Marine veteran's family telling the New York Post, quote, "We've seen Danny be strong throughout all of this. When this initially happened, there was a lot of attention, and it's really scary and uncertain. It makes you want to recede and hide, but his strength has encouraged us." New York-based trial attorney Rebecca Rose Woodland joins us now. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So we were speaking just a few minutes ago. Closing arguments start tomorrow. My perception of this case was I don't know how they could convict him, but going back and reading this morning, it looks like a lot of the witnesses kind of brought in things that helped him and brought in things that hurt him. I think the main contingency being did he keep the chokehold too long? But we were talking about the actual cause of death. Explain to me what you see there and how that might be a part of the defense's closing argument.
I think this is going to be such a big part. I'm happy you brought it up, because what I think is going to happen is we're going to see the prosecution paint this case as if this man, Daniel Penny, held the victim down for too long, too hard, knew what he was doing, he was reckless. The defense is going to show you in this case that he restrained the victim because the victim was under the influence of synthetic marijuana and many other drugs, had other issues, including psychosis, held him. He was alive when the police arrived. He attempted to just restrain him. That is it. We are not looking at a situation where there was intent, and he is not charged with intent to kill, but even reckless behavior. We're not seeing that, and I think that's what the defense will really, really try to tell the jury tomorrow in a clear way. This man wasn't reckless. He was just trying to help other subway passengers.
And so in the witnesses for the trial, they did have the chief medical examiner's office, Dr. Cynthia Harris, say that it was ruled a homicide with the cause of death being compression of neck. But then you have this forensic pathologist who came out and said that, no, these substances were found, and that could have caused the death. So now, moving forward, the jury's going to have to figure this out. There was also the Marine that said, hey, this is how we learn it, but he held it too long. What happens if he is found guilty? What's the next step after that?
Well, the next step after, if he's found guilty, which I really hope that a jury can see through this and see this as a politically motivated case, but if he is found guilty, then there'll be the sentencing phase. Like we've seen in other cases, will take some time. They'll return back to the courtroom. And, you know, he's facing many years in jail.
15 years.
Right. But the judge has leeway, because this is a state case, leeway in the sentencing. And then we'll see appeals.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately the defense will appeal this verdict if it is a guilty verdict.
Yeah, it's sad that Jordan Neely had to die, but it's even more sad that they would prosecute or persecute a Marine veteran who tried to help people.
Right. There was no intention to kill him, nor do I believe he was reckless.
Listen, thank you for joining us. Thanks for bringing your expertise.